Good morning, class. The present Karnataka was scattered among various principalities before integration. Apart from establishing political supremacy during the later part of 18th century, the British exploited the people in agriculture and trade in order to protect their own interests. These exploitations created insecurities across Karnataka. The local kings suffered insecurities. As a result, rebellions against the British happened in most part of Karnataka. Now, many rebellions and protests against the British took place in Karnataka after the death of Tipu Sultan. These were armed rebellions and took place during the first part of 19th century. Among them, the rebellion led by Dondia Wag is an important one. The question is, explain the method of resisting the British power by Dondia Wag. Dondia Wag built his own private army and fought along with Tipu Sultan. Due to differences with Tipu, he was imprisoned. The British released him from the prison after the Fourth Anglo-Mysore War. He built a small army and started his operations. He organized the army with the unhappy soldiers of Tipu's army and the feudatory rulers who had lost power. He captured Bidanur and Shivamogga forts and made an unsuccessful attempt to capture Chitradurga fort. Lord Wellesley tried to check this rebellion. An attack was organized on Shivamogga, Honnalli, Harihara, and other places under the control of Dondia. Dondia lost his base. After the capture of Shikaripura, Dondia ran away towards Gutti, which was under the control of Nizam of Hyderabad. When Nizam's army attacked Gutti, Dondia had to run towards the regions of Marathas. The Maratha army attacked him and captured most of his horses, camels, and arms. In spite of this, he continued his warfare. Lord Wellesley decided to end the adventures of Dondia Wag. The British requested the help of local rulers. Dondia had recaptured Shikaripura fort and he was scattered by the British army. The British attacked him from all the directions. He was followed by them when he left Raichur. When he was caught in between Maratha army and Nizam's army, the British attacked him near Yelaparavi and killed him at Konagal. The next one is name Sangolli Rayanna. The name of Sangolli Rayanna has remained along with the name of Rani Chennamma. Rayanna was a brave soldier. He fought for the independence of Kittur and felt it was his duty to liberate his motherland. He fought along with Rani Chennamma and was imprisoned too with her. He was later released by the British. The question is, explain the method adopted by Rayanna to fight against the British. There are many oral histories about Rayanna. He developed a sense of nationalism and went on organizing an army. He went on organizing secret meetings at sensitive geographical locations. He aimed at looting the treasury and taluk offices of the British. He had an army of 500 men. He became furious with the villagers who were assisting the British army. The British thought that Rayanna was being instigated by Rani Chennamma. Hence, they shifted Chennamma to Kusugal prison from Bailahongala. The British devised a cunning strategy to capture Rayanna. They encouraged Desais who were opposing Rani Chennamma. An Amaldar named Krishnaraya joined hands with them. Thus, Rayanna was cunningly captured and brought down to Dharwad. Many of his soldiers surrendered after his death. He was declared as an offender and was hanged till death. Many ballads have kept the life and bravery of Rayanna alive till today. The next part is the rebellion of Amarasulya. The rebellion of Amarasulya was a farmers' rebellion. The British dethroned the ruler of Kodagu, Chikkaveera Rajendra of Haleri dynasty in 1834 AD. He was later taken to Vellore through Bangalore and later to Kashi. This incident created political instability in Kodagu. Swami Aparampara, Kalyana Swami and Puttabasappa organized a rebellion against this. But Swami Aparampara and Kalyana Swami were captured and were placed in Bangalore and Mysore jails. The question is, Explain the contribution of Puttabasappa of Kodagu in the freedom struggle of India. The people of Lower Kodagu continued the rebellion after the capture of Kalyanaswamy. Sulya, Bellare, and Puttur, the major places of Kannada region, were part of Amarasulya. It is interesting to note that a farmer named Puttabasappa took over the leadership of the rebellion. The rebellion started in the hilly region. Puttabasappa organized the rebels and calmed down the people. He declared that tax on tobacco and salt will be withdrawn if the rebel government assumes power. The rich farmers, landowners, and local chieftains were assured of this move. The capture of the government office in Bellare was the first move in this rebellion. Puttabasappa killed an Amaldar who was known for his brutality, and this further increased the popularity of Puttabasappa. This incident gained more support for the rebellion, and the rebellion became very famous. The rebels marched towards Mangalore to capture it. The British were engaged in fortifying their old fort in Mangalore. The rebels marched towards Mangalore through Panemangaluru and Bantwal. They looted the treasury and prison of Bantwal. Now the British sought the army of Talacheri, Kannur, and Bombay to quell this uprising. On hearing this development, Puttabasappa and his associates fled towards Sulya. But the British captured Puttabasappa with the help of people in Kodagu. Puttabasappa was hanged till death. Though this rebellion failed, it has an important place in the history of rebellions against the British. With this, I am concluding the question answer session. Thank you, one and all.